My name is Tobón Ramírez. I am from Colombia. I am a chemical engineer with a master in environment and development. I am also candidate to doctorate in geography at National University of Colombia. My research is in the Bogota River basin. It's in the center of Colombia. It's one of the most intervened and transformed basins of the country, and also has a lot of importance in terms of economy and ecology of the country. I'm proposing an analytical framework to analyze sustainability, integrating two frameworks, one of the environmental science that is called social metabolism. It tries to understand exchange of water, matter, and energy and information, and also with the focus, the territorial approach, so a kind of analyzing power relationships, a bit about the history of the territories and the role of local communities. Yeah, environmental conflict is actually one of the main challenges of our countries nowadays. It's why it has become an important part of our program. One of the most important challenge in terms of environmental conflicts, it's about the destruction activities, the extractivism, and the need of the whole world about energy, about water. So there is a lot of conflicts regarding coal mining, gold mining, oil mining, hydropower, but all those conflicts are really oriented to export all those materials and energy. So it's a bit challenging because of the whole economic model around the world. Okay, in the environmental conflicts, the Bogota River, I can say that it has been a symbol of the environmental problem of water pollution. So it's not just one conflict, it's a kind of a sum of different diverse conflicts regarding the agrarian frontier expansion, also water pollution, that is one of the main things, and also because of its this basin has such an importance in terms of economy of the country. There is also the decision-making process has been a bit oriented in terms of economic interests and also particular interest against the local benefit of the people, and of course of the ecosystems well-being and so on. So it has a lot of importance in terms of the water pollution. I think that is the main conflict there, and also the supply of the water for the capital of the country. Yeah, it's of course a really complex problem, and I think that the main contribution can be to integrate the voice of the local communities, and because one of the findings has been that the decision-making process has not been oriented by the local reality. So the decision-making process has been from the offices on the central of the country, of the capital, but not regarding the realities of the people. So I tried to come with this integral framework to think about future paths or more sustainable future paths with the local communities. This idea that we have to work more with monitoring, participatory monitoring, is trying to integrate the local knowledge with the technical knowledge of the academia, and also with the knowledge that is like in the hands of the official entities. So in this regard, we are trying to give more voice, raise a bit the voice of the people that are suffering the conflict, that are in the middle of the conflict, and they have knowledge about their territories because they have lived all their lives there. So they can say things about the conflicts that are occurring there. So in some cases, the mega projects, the big enterprises are trying to just show one part of the picture. So the conflict is not happening, there is no impacts, there are no impacts, there are no effects in the long term. But when you talk with people that are living there, they of course know that there are impacts, there are effects at the long term. So that's why for us it's really important to explore more these ideas. I think that one of the most interesting, at least to me, with the program is this interdisciplinary approach to environmental problems around, not just in Colombia, but maybe it can be an example for other countries in the global south or maybe in the global north. And I think that it's interesting to came up with different or to integrate different methodologies, because there are a lot of disciplines and each one has different theoretical frameworks, different methodological frameworks around all the complexity of our country. Colombia is such a complex country with different ecosystems, with different cultures. So each one of us are trying to research about different communities and from different perspectives. I think that one of them is that there is a potential crisis of sustainability in this region that is really important. This basin represents around 31% of the GDP of the country, so there is a lot of economic activities. There is also a lot of people there. This is the central region of our country, and there is a lot of some findings show that not just in water quality, water quantity, also the overexploitation of soil, the high demand of energy, and also a weak connection between people and institutions regarding the decision-making process, and also this problem a bit about the awareness and the knowledge of people, or the construction of knowledge about the natural basis. So people are really disconnected about for example, the ecological functions of the ecosystems that sustain life, not just economic, but also the life of everyday people. So that's some of the ideas. So I think that I'm also finishing my research. I came with this framework to analyze sustainability, and I think that this framework can give some indexes about unsustainability in this region that can be really a problem for the center of our country. Well, this is a really hard situation after the peace agreement was signed, because of this, the government that is finishing right now. So for my specific site of research has not been is not between the principal regions of armed conflict, but in the whole implementation of the peace process has been really weak, because this finishing government has not applied much, has not really funded a lot of programs. Even that, although there are a lot of examples of new economic, the demobilized people has begun different programs, different projects, a productive process, even without the support of the government. So I think that if the new government can really implement the peace agreement, all those small programs that has begun without the support of the government can really develop in a good way, and hopefully the peace process can be a reality. I hope so. I think that there are a lot of challenge in that sense. But now I think that there is a lot of hope regarding that topic. That science and policy really can make a difference in terms of the future of people and solving the complex problems that we have, not just in Colombia, but I think that we are suffering around the world.